Hello and welcome to my channel. I just want to make just a quick announcement in regards to sound engineers. Well, as a sound engineer, you need to discover one thing, that the person you are, like the band you are mixing for, you need to connect with them. I find it like it's not appropriate that you are mixing and you are not in communion with the players or with the instrumentalist, and you are just mixing. You should be able to communicate with them and know this is a message to you as a sound engineer. I won't call name, but you know yourself. You know yourself and you know what you are doing. So let's help ourselves in this ministry. Sound engineer, where you are mixing from shouldn't be far away from the stage. Your mixing console should be in close range to the stage where the performers are, to enable you to do some quick, if there's any quick tweaking you have to do, or a wire you have to run through or something, you can be easily be reached. Unlike the performers are elsewhere and you are elsewhere, like there's no reach between the performer and the sound engineer. I'm advising you, sound engineers, please, is it modern or traditional sound engineers? I think it should be traditional sound engineers that will be doing this by this time. So if you're a traditional sound engineer, please take note. It's a common sense. You have to be so accessible to with your performers. So if there's any quick tweak you need to do, you can be able to do that. I also want to spot out something. There are two things. There's what they call sub and there's what they call bass. Bass and sub, they are not the same thing. Bass has a lot of harmonics. It's not just like a single waveform. It's not just a sine wave. Bass has harmonics also. It could be triangle, it could be square. It just depends on the player and the style of bass the performer is presenting. So I don't see it interesting you are routing your bass to only your sub speakers. Bass is not meant for only to go to the sub speakers alone. The bass guitar needs to be routed to all speakers, all your speakers, exclusive if you have a tweeter speaker that is singly out, then it's permitted not to be routed there. But all speakers, the main speakers, the sub speakers, all the speakers, the bass is meant to be routed there. Then during the mixing, when you have a maybe a compressor or a shifter, a frequency shifter appliances, that is when you have to start shifting frequencies to focus on some particular places to find a space in the speakers. But while shifting that, it doesn't mean removing all the bass frequencies out of the mids and the highs of the speakers and focusing them only on the sub. The bass has a sub frequency, a bass frequency, a middle range frequency, and a high end frequency. So you removing the mids and the high away from the bass, it's not going to be perceived. The ears won't be able to perceive the notes the bass player is playing. So what you have to do there is you give the bass a room in the speakers, giving it all its frequency it has. It has mid-range, it has low range, and it has high-end frequency. So you have to make sure all these are being perceived in the speakers to be able, for the listeners to be able to perceive the notes. So sound engineer, please take note of this. It's going to help you. It's not every time the bassist is playing, meanwhile it's not being heard. It's not being heard in the mix, the entire mix. You need a proper gain staging on your mixer. When you have a proper gain staging, then you can start boosting. You can start boosting frequencies, the overall frequency. You can start boosting it from the compressor. Give it enough output gain. But make sure you have a proper gain staging on your mixer. And don't limit your sounds to a certain frequency. Give the bass player his complete frequency. A bass guitar there's a harmonics. It has harmonics. It's not only producing a sine wave, though it's meant to produce a sine wave, but it also has harmonics. Each string has its own harmonics it produces. So please, if you are mixing, let the bass guitar play in the main speakers alongside with the voices. All you just have to do is a proper mixing and gain staging. Then the one that deserves more sub, feed it more sub. Route it to the sub, feed it more sub to the sub. The one that has harmonics, feed it more harmonics to the speakers. Don't limit your bass to only the sub with the kick. Kick has sub frequency and lesser high frequencies, so it's good that it only comes in the lows, but you don't really have to turn down the highs totally to zero on your kick. There is some high harmonics. There's some harmonics of high end that's supposed to shine out in the kick, so the ears can perceive that a certain note is being hit at that moment. So your highs of your kick still need room. You give your highs a little bit highs boost on your kick for some harmonic punch, for the ears to perceive that something is being hit, because our ear has some certain frequency range it can perceive. If you have something like a saturation, a saturator on your mixing room, then you saturate your bars, you saturate your kick. Where is the saturation? When those saturation harmonics are coming from? Saturation harmonics is more often found in the highs and the mids. So the ears can perceive that something is being played at that spot, a note is being hit at that spot. Please take note. I don't want to come there next time and I am seeing everybody, all the whole instrumentalists with the artists, they are just battling with their instruments. One, you see that looking at the control, or they're just battling with their instrument. Please, sound engineers, you know what thing you go do. Focus. Spend more time on mixing classes. Take mixing courses serious. If there's other thing I excluded, or there's anything I omitted, or there's something that needs to be corrected, let's hear your thoughts in the comment section. Thank you for watching. Peace.